Safe and effective. Vaccines work. The story of Dave, a fully vaccinated child. Dave is fully vaccinated. This is his story. Dave is a normal 7-year-old child. His parents bring him to his pediatrician for regular well-child checks, where he receives immunizations according to the CDC childhood immunization schedule. They have done this since Dave was born. Like all parents, Dave's parents had questions about vaccines. They'd read stories and heard things about vaccines that concerned them, so they asked questions. The answers they found reassured them that their natural impulse to protect their child with vaccines was the right one. By asking questions, they learned that immunizations are safe and effective. Vaccines work with the immune system. The vaccines Dave receives work naturally with his immune system. A vaccine contains a killed or weakened antigen, which Dave's body can recognize and easily defeat. Upon detecting a vaccine, Dave's immune system goes to work to defeat the perceived invader. Unlike a more formidable wild disease, the vaccine's antigens will not make Dave sick. While Dave's body is fighting the antigens, it is also creating memory cells that will allow his immune system to fight off the disease should he ever be exposed to it again. Vaccines are a healthy choice. Immunization enables Dave to live a healthy life because vaccines prevent dangerous childhood diseases, many of which cause long-term suffering, disability, and death. Dave's parents learned that vaccines do not cause chronic illnesses or neurological conditions, and that his immune system is as strong and healthy as it ever was. The recommended immunization schedule protects Dave at the time when he is most vulnerable to disease and most likely to respond to each vaccine. Vaccines are safe for babies. Dave will be exposed to 150 antigens when he completes the entire childhood immunization schedule. Antigens are substances that stimulate your body to produce antibodies that fight disease. In the 1980s, the immunization schedule contained thousands of antigens. Dave's parents also learned that Dave's immune system faces up to 6,000 antigens each day simply through routine activities and daily living. Delaying any vaccine would leave Dave vulnerable to disease without offering any benefit to him. Vaccines contain exactly what they need to make them safe and effective. Vaccines are rigorously tested and, since millions upon millions of doses have been given, they have been proven safe and effective. Vaccines are tested in clinical trials in conjunction with other vaccines already on the market. It is safe for Dave to receive several vaccines at a single visit. Vaccines contain only what they need to in the smallest amount necessary in order to make them safer and more effective. Vaccine ingredients: thimerosal. Dave's parents learned that no childhood vaccines contain thimerosal, except for some multi-vial doses of influenza vaccine. Thimerosal is an organic mercury compound once used in vaccines as a preservative, which prevented bacterial and fungal contamination of the vaccine. Thimerosal is an ethyl mercury. When people speak of mercury exposure, they are referring to methylmercury, a dangerous kind of mercury found in the environment. The body processes and eliminates ethyl mercury much faster than methylmercury, so it is much less likely to accumulate in the body and cause harm. Vaccine ingredients: formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is an organic compound used during the manufacturing of some vaccines. Formaldehyde kills the live organism, so your body can create an immune response without getting sick. Like many everyday items we encounter, a pear can contain much more formaldehyde than a vaccine, up to 600 times more. Our bodies produce formaldehyde as a natural byproduct of metabolization. Vaccine ingredients: aluminum. The third most common mineral in the Earth's crust, aluminum salts are used as an adjuvant in vaccines. Adjuvants help the body's immune system respond to the antigens in vaccines, so that smaller amounts of antigens need to be used in our vaccines. The amount of aluminum salts in vaccines is minuscule and easily processed by young children. After asking questions, Dave's parents learned that aluminum is everywhere, in the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the breast milk or formula we feed our babies. Vaccines work. Long before Dave was born, most of the diseases we can now prevent through immunization were dreaded, dangerous illnesses that took the lives of countless children. These diseases caused unimaginable suffering and disability and death at unacceptably high rates. Vaccines are one of the greatest achievements in public health, having prevented more than 100 million illnesses in the last 100 years. Vaccines are important. Vaccines are some of the most rigorously tested medicines in the world and have some of the largest data sets with which to determine safety and effectiveness. Like any medication, vaccines can cause side effects. Most vaccine side effects are mild, such as soreness at the site of injection and fever. The risk of an adverse reaction from a vaccine is extremely small. The risk of developing complications from a vaccine-preventable disease is far, far greater. Community immunity is crucial. While vaccines are extremely effective at preventing disease, like all medicines, they do not come with a 100% guarantee. It is crucial to maintain high vaccination rates in a community, often called community immunity, so everyone is protected, including infants too young to be vaccinated and children suffering from health conditions that preclude vaccination. When a family chooses not to vaccinate, they also jeopardize the safety of others. Protecting our communities. Dave's parents realized that when they vaccinated their son, they also protect the people in their community who are too young to be vaccinated, the immunocompromised, pregnant women and their unborn babies, and the very small percentage of children for whom vaccines are not 100% effective. That includes Sonia's children, who were born with primary immune disease. They rely on Dave's parents to vaccinate him. Benjamin's story. Dave's parents chose immunization to protect Dave and to protect children like Benjamin. When Benjamin was only a few weeks old, he received a heart transplant. As a result of this life-saving intervention, he is now immunosuppressed and will be for the rest of his life. As a result, he is very vulnerable to vaccine-preventable diseases. Benjamin and his parents rely on Dave and his parents and the community to help keep Benjamin safe. Take action. Dave's parents know that vaccinating him is not only the right choice because it protects him from preventable disease, but it is also the socially conscious choice because it protects his community safely. They now speak up because they care about immunizations and their community.